Hello and welcome to Quora Queries. I'm Q, and I will be taking you through today's Q&A. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you want more questions like this. Now, let's get into this. I heard my 17-year-old daughter sneaking out the window last night and didn't hear her get back until 5 in the morning. Should I confront her and ask where she went? You could confront her, but be prepared for an answer that involves a lot of just hanging out and doing nothing. 5 a.m. doesn't usually scream, "I was at a library." Let's see how strict the community is as parents. Reply 1. Hi, someone's 17-year-old daughter here. I'm going to be honest with you. For my entire 4 years of high school, my parents wouldn't allow me to go anywhere. I'm a person who I can confidently say has never gotten into any serious trouble in my childhood years. I always brought home good grades. I always came home on time whenever I was told. But during sophomore and junior year, I had to resort to lying to my parents about my whereabouts just to go out for a snack with a friend. I'd pretend to stay back at school for tutoring that I absolutely did not need just to accompany friends at their house for heart-to-heart conversations. I needed to balance my time just to make sure my lies added up. It's become so easy for me. Now I'm set to go off and start my first semester at my dream college in August. And you know what I'm most excited for? The freedom. The real question you should be asking is why your daughter felt the need to sneak out in the first place. Does she feel just as imprisoned as I do? Do you have a completely negative take on life that causes you to feel the need to keep your 17-year-old from going anywhere at all, just as my mother does? One of the things I wish my mother would stop doing is regarding me like I'm a 10-year-old child and start realizing that life under her roof isn't going to last much longer. Don't give your daughter a reason to put herself in danger. Go ahead and confront her. Don't yell at her. Don't hit her. She's nearly an adult. She deserves to voice some of her opinions just as you do. Chances are, if there are simple things you aren't allowing her to do right now in her younger years, she might do what you'd consider a whole lot worse. Sneaking out of your house in the middle of the night is only the beginning. Reply 2. Say to her, June, insert name here, if you want to go out in future, please use the door and not the window. Say it gently like you are chatting about usual stuff, and wait for the reaction. This way you will find out who your daughter really is. Her reaction will tell you. If she acts like a deer in headlights, then I think you guys will be able to work it out. If she starts screaming and denying you have a problem, anyway, it is clear your daughter has decided that she will go out whether you like it or not. There is not much you can do to stop it. You need to get her to understand that you need to know where she is going and why. If you don't like where she is going, ask her how she will stay safe. Try to get her confidence. If you try to stop her going, she will probably just lie to you. Anyway, good luck. You will need it. At 17, your daughter is likely testing boundaries and seeking more independence, which is a normal part of growing up. However, the lack of communication about where she was can indicate that she might be hiding something or unsure about how to share details with you. It's important to address the behavior, but also to keep the conversation open and non-judgmental. Instead of focusing solely on the act of sneaking out, try to understand why she felt the need to do so. Reply 3. Yes, it is okay to confront her and let her know she doesn't need to sneak, but she can use the front door. She is practically an adult. Hopefully, you have built a strong connection of trust. I used to sneak out when I was 15 and literally talk to friends all night. They were important moments in my life. I had a guy friend who would throw rocks at my window, and we would sneak out and go to the school. We never even kissed, just talked all night. I moved away, and when I was 30 we reconnected, and now he is my husband. Don't assume she is doing anything wrong. Listen and connect. Reply 4. She is 17 years old and still under your roof. It depends on your rules with her. If you don't want her sneaking out at night, I would talk to her. Tell her that if she wants to go out, that she should just be honest with you instead of sneaking out, so you know where she is and know that she is safe, because you love her and care about her. If you approach her in a negative way, she is bound to rebel even more. Talk to her about the consequences of her actions. Make sure she is using protection in case she is sexually active. I wish you all the best and work it out. Reply 5. I caught my son red-handed at 17 crawling out his window. He was so focused on watching his back, he never even noticed me smoking a cigarette outside. Wasn't a good feeling at all. Still, I couldn't help but to laugh at first, but I asked him to come back in through the front door this time and have a chat. I asked where he was going. To meet his GF, he said. I told him, if you think you're grown enough to do adult things, then you better be grown enough to use this door. You act like a child, you will be treated as such. I also made sure he was protected and agreed we'd keep this one between us under the assurance there would be no more sneaking. Of course, I don't ask where he's going when he leaves at 11:30 p.m. because he will be an adult in a few months, and so I give him the space he needs as a young man. That's my approach. I think it's made us closer. Just try to talk to your daughter in an age-appropriate way. A girl is different. Make sure she's on BC and practicing safe sex. Reply 6. I snuck out once. Just once. When I was 17. My mother was very overprotective and I wanted to see my boyfriend, whom she didn't know about. Hours later, my best friend's car pulls into his driveway and she starts pounding on the door. He was older and lived alone. My mother had discovered me missing and called all my friends, letting them know I was missing and that she had called the police. I still cringe thinking about it. I had to explain to the police I had snuck out, and then they gave me a lecture about forcing their attention away from actual crimes. I was acquainted with one of the cops' kids, so the officer had asked his son if he knew anything about my whereabouts. The news of my disappearance had also spread by means of my friends calling everyone they knew in effort to find me. And so I went to school the next day to find a novelty missing poster with my picture taped to my locker. The entire student body and the teachers knew of my crime and either lectured me or teased me. And I couldn't even get mad about my humiliation because my mother loved me enough to alert the entire town I was gone. Why not confront her and turn it into a teaching moment? You know, good choices start at 5 a.m. or whenever she finally decides to come home. Continue. Reply 7. It seems like there are a lot of super controlling maniacs responding to this question. Nailing windows shut, locking the doors, setting alarms, groundings, etc., etc., etc. She's 17 and your child. She is not a prisoner nor your property. You do need to talk with her. You need to ask why she thought it was necessary to sneak out instead of just asking you. You need to understand why she doesn't trust you to act like a reasonable adult. You need to help her understand that you really do have her best interests in mind. Once you have established that, you can start setting some more expansive ground rules that give her more of the freedom that she is looking for. Like it or not, she will have all of that freedom in less than a year. You might as well give her the opportunity to understand what freedom means and the risks and responsibilities that go along with it while you still have the opportunity. Anyway, most likely the only thing she did was sneak out to hang out with her boy/girlfriend. Maybe they had sex. So what? She's going to do that, just like we did. And as long as you've given her the proper grounding in things like bodily autonomy, safe sex, protection, and maintaining control, she's fine. Reply 8. Nope. I would wait until she leaves and then nail the window shut for good. When she has to knock on the door to get back into the house, then she can explain where she has been. Reply 9. My daughter used to sneak out. This was a split level, and she had to fall quite a bit further than I thought safe. I went to a nursery and bought a sticker bush and planted it in her landing zone. That solved that nonsense. Reply 10. Of course you should. Unless you possibly advocate and support her running around doing whatever she wants with whomever she wants. But that will statistically increase her vulnerability to victimization and other very real tragedies. I'm a bit surprised by the question, quite frankly, because isn't this part of your responsibility in protecting and teaching a minor child? Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you get alerts on the next question. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.